Hey guys, it's Marco from Nari Media, and today I'm going to be going through one of the most in-depth AI ad creation videos on the internet today. I guarantee that. I'm going to be going through how to make these AI videos.
The bull breaks free, only to power you back up. Grab a Red Bull.
And images for brands. So check this out. I'm just going to play them.
From the rush of the track to the richness of the cup, speed transforms into flavor. Every second counts, every detail perfected. Lavazza, where performance becomes taste. Born in the heart of Tuscany, every drop flows through time, gathering purity and balance. One continuous journey, from untouched spring to your glass. Aqua Panna, nature's infinite flow.
Okay guys, I'm going to get right into it. So I'm using VEO3 for all the animations. Where you want to start is, of course, you need an idea, right? So I'm going to head over to ChatGPT, and this is kind of where I started. I said, hey, I got these ideas. They just came to me. I said I wanted to make, either a Lavazza or an F1 commercial. And it said, why don't you make an F1 Lavazza car? And I thought, oh, that's so cool. And like espresso, so it's kind of like the beans, high performance flavor type thing. Then I thought, the classic Red Bull, the can turning into a bull. I'm sure other people have done this, but I thought of like electricity bull and then morph back. And then I thought for my third one, I like Aqua Panna water, so showing the natural springs. And these are all kind of full infinity loop type ads. So I'll show you how I did it. Now there's a few different ways. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is there is a GitHub VEO3 prompting guide URL here. I'm going to put the link down below. Now this is kind of the master prompting guide. You could take all this and throw it into a ChatGPT, create your custom GPT and say, hey, follow all these instructions. Here's what's new. Here's what's critical. Here are things that we need to keep in mind when we're prompting, and copy like all the information's in here. I could go through this like in a 45-minute tutorial in itself. But what I recommend is, read through it and kind of get the understanding. A lot of people now are using JSON language to chat with the large language model to get the prompt, which is great. So you can even throw a few examples in there and say, hey, this is the output I need for each of the shots. And as long as you're specific with it, chat with it. Once you have this in the back end, you can chat with ChatGPT, say, here's my vision. Here's what I want to happen. I want this certain ad to look like this. It's going to start here. It's going to go here. Can you create this in the JSON format and use your custom ChatGPT, which I have set one up for myself as well. So over in ChatGPT, I created my own project with the instructions in here. This one's also Sora as well. I did 2-in-1, and I gave it just instructions with the JSON file structure that I need. So I also fed all the information from GitHub into this. So it's going to pull that information. It's going to know how to make the prompt, how to structure the prompt, and then you can just chat with it here. Say, hey, I got this idea and I want to create this. And, I got some other really, really cool ads I'm working on, and I'm super excited to share them. But what I'm going to do as well is comment down below VEO3, and I will send you the full prompting guide. And what I did here is I broke it out. If you're new to this, you could even take this whole guide that I'm giving away for free. Like I said, comment below and throw this into the instructions. Say, hey, this is kind of how I want to use this. So there's a few ways we can do it. Step one, you can kind of have your starting image. Especially if you're using a brand or a logo, you want to get a really good still frame. So there's frame to frame, and then there's just straight prompt. So we can do straight prompt. I'll show you the result. I'm going to also do starting frame to prompt, and then I'm going to do starting frame, ending frame with the prompt in the middle saying how to connect them. So for example, what we do is for the Red Bull ad, I have the prompt here. This is the can, it's the pre-burst. So I have the whole description in JSON here, and then you're gonna get this image generated. So what I did is I'm gonna show you guys now, I generated this image in Gemini with Imagen 4, and I also generated this image in ChatGPT. So I'll show you what those look like. Okay, so the image with the can, that's with the a little bit of electricity, that's image 1. And then the prompt for the second is the bowl coming out of the can, that's image 2. Now what I'm gonna do is I took just this image here and I used the transition prompt. I wanted to be lazy. I wanted to see how it would work, and I'll show you that in a second, but I'm just gonna go through all the images here quick. Then there's a third prompt. This is the loop prompt. So this is when you put your first frame, which is the can, and the second frame, which is the bowl and the energy, and then how to merge them, how to make it like a seamless transition from one image to the next. Then what you do is you're gonna have it just to the end. It's not gonna loop, but you can use any third-party video editing like CapCut, InShot, any of those, and reverse it. So it's like a mirror. So you just gotta create half, and then loop it back. And you can pause in the center for a sec for like a dramatic effect, and then like make the second half even quicker. So that is kind of one of the secrets and tips. And I'm just giving it all away for free here. And if you guys are too busy to make these ads or looking to up your content creation, reach out to us, narimedia.io. We are making the coolest and the best AI ads, and we have a lot of creative ideas as well. We can work with you and your ideas and make anything. We can make your visions come to life now. So now we're gonna go to number 2, Aqua Panna. So once again, we have the image, pre-image 1, which is just, I thought, nice mineral clear water. I wanted to show the water and how fresh and all the nice minerals that you're getting through it. And then the second was the tilted bottle open. I wanted to kind of create an infinite loop where that goes into the water and comes out, and then it's showing that it comes from mineral water in the end of the day. So I'll show you guys those 2 images. All right, so these images were generated in Gemini. So we have the water, and then we have the Aqua Panna. It did a pretty good job on the Aqua PA, like the logo there. So I'm pretty impressed about that. Gemini was doing pretty good. So now I have my third infinite loop prompt. It takes the first frame, second frame, says how to merge them. Once again, when you do frame to frame, you're gonna end at the second frame, then you're gonna export, copy, paste, reverse, and you get the full loop, right? Now the final, the Lavazza F1 car to bean espresso. So same thing, I got my pre-prompt of the image. So if you do image generation in JSON as well, you can get way better results because you can be so specific. Although you'll see when I get into the actual showing you when I was generating these images, I'll get there next. I had to do this a few times on one of the images. Actually, the rest came out first try, so. And then we have the bean, the rich coffee swirling beans, and then the transition. So I'll show you guys the images I got there. All right, so there you have it. Those are just the still images. So if you're doing frame to frame, it's to give you a little more control of where you want the scene to start, where you want the scene to end. It's just going to give you that extra control to ensure that there's a smooth transition. And if you're when you're creating the prompts, try to create them in all one chat so it knows with the memory of what you're asking for and what you're looking for. The other thing I did was, and I'll show you now, I tried to be lazy. I took just the first image and the transition prompt. So that's one image prompt. So I'll show you the results on that quickly. Little less control because I don't know what the ending is going to look like. This is what I wanted the ending to look like. But now we'll go video by video and I'll show you those. All right, guys, so here is step by step, like I just described. I put this in here. Can you make this image, Red Bull? And there's the image. It didn't really get the logo as well there. You can see it doesn't say energy drink. Then I generated image 2. Oh, I did it twice for some reason. And then same thing here, I'll open up the prompt. And like I said, comment down below VEO, VEO3, VEO, and I'll send you the full prompt guide. This is great just to learn from, I think. And here's the image that I requested, the bowl from the can. Then I said, can you help me make the next? This was the Aqua Panna. And then the Aqua Panna part 2. Then the F1 car, I did it first try. It says Lavazza on the wing there, the spoiler, and Lavazza there, pretty cool. And then image 2. It did it all very quick. Really impressed with Imagen 4. Then what I did was I went over to ChatGPT to try the same prompts because I want to see the images we'd get. All right, so I started off with the Red Bull can. Okay, look at that. Energy drink. You can see the logo's right in the middle. Perfect. It says Red Bull. It did a really, really good job. It has a bit of electricity coming off the side. Same thing, these are the exact same prompts. So the last was in Gemini. I'm showing you the difference between Gemini and OpenAI and ChatGPT. And there's the bowl. So this one removed the can. So this is going to create maybe a better first and second frame, because the other one, the can was like the bowl was still in the can. So it might not fully morph into a bowl, right? So we're going to try all these in VEO3 after. I'm going to do all of them. I'll show you all the results. Then Aqua Panna. This one did the nice crystal water. And then the logo, Natural Springs. This one I generated it 2 more times because I'm like, the bottles don't look like that. They're taller. So I'll show you the other 2 generations. So then I got that bottle. It's still a short bottle. Like, I don't know. I don't know, but it got Natural Spring Water and the font's pretty good. And this one, again, it's getting better and better. So anyway, I wasn't overly happy with that generation on either sides. I think actually Imagen 4 did a better job, so I'm going to use that. I'm taking the best of the best to make these final ads and animating them. All right, now we're moving on to the Lavazza car. Now, I didn't say the aspect ratio in this for image generation. It was just giving me a 9:16 aspect ratio anyway. But here you can see it did lengthwise, which is cool if I was doing a long form YouTube video, and I could say aspect ratio in that prompt as well. So that's another tip and trick. You can see it put the Lavazza on the side, pretty cool. Didn't add any Lavazza on the front. So I tried again. And I said aspect ratio, you can see here, a 9:16, please. And it came out with a cool 9:16, but now there's no Lavazza. So I had to say, I'm sure it has the Lavazza logo. And sure enough, it put it, that's why you gotta be so specific. I was just trying to be lazy and quick. It gave it the logo, but it didn't put it on the car. So then I said, please ensure it has the Lavazza logo on the F1 car, please. Still didn't do it. So then I just tried the prompt again, branded, the F1 car is branded in Lavazza color and logos, and there we go, it finally put Lavazza on the front. So you can see sometimes it doesn't give you the image right away. With Imagen 4, I was super impressed. I got every image perfect on the first try. With ChatGPT, you can see I was having trouble with this F1 car, but this is where you want to spend the time. You want to spend your time in these images. If you have a brand or a logo, you can even get something generated and then move it to like Canva and like put your logo on, or to Photoshop to get that first image really good and the ending image. And that's going to give you quality. That's what sets this apart, right? And there's a few other steps that I'm going to get to that are really, really cool as well. So then I asked for the beans. Here's the beans coming out of the cup. It did it perfect first try, so no need to look further. Now we're gonna get into the actual video generation. Now the first way to do this is actually absolutely free. I think you might only get like 2 of these per day if you're not on a paid account. But right in Gemini, where I created the image, I took the image and then I took the final prompt. So in this prompting guide, I have the image 1, which is the pre-can burst, image 2, right? Then I had the transition fully looped prompt. What I did was I just took image 1 and took the loop prompt just to see, right? So I'll show you the results. I was actually pretty impressed with this. So you can see I just put the can, I put the prompt, and it spit this out. So check this out. This is really cool. Pretty good. Okay, and because that's generating through VEO3, it's giving us sound, it's giving us everything in one. So that's a really, really quick way to just have your starting image. So if you don't really care about the ending image and you want a full loop, you can just do it like that. Now let's go to the Aqua Panna. Same thing, I just put the starting image, and these are all the images just from Imagen 4. I didn't put the ChatGPT images in here. I could try also the ChatGPT images with the prompt, and we might get some really cool stuff. And here it is. All right, so that was pretty cool too, but you can see it didn't get the logo. you don't really know what the ad's about. So this one didn't work as well. In the image, because I didn't do the after image where it showed the Aqua Panna bottle, it just did a normal bottle. So this is where I just want, like I said, I'm just testing this all out for you guys here. Okay, the F1 car. So this one, I just put the Lavazza F1 car and it has the transition prompt, and I'll show you this one. Okay, and I was super impressed with that. I thought that was really cool. That's already on a loop. Once again, though, there's no like brand or any name, so you don't know what brand it is. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm heading over to VEO 3, and this is through Google Labs, and I'm gonna stitch two together now. I'm gonna stitch the first image and the second image. I'm gonna do this for not only the Gemini images, I'm gonna do this also with the ChatGPT images. So you're gonna see the difference between them all. So let's head over. All right, so we're gonna start now with VEO 3. What you do here at the bottom is there is just text to video. We're not doing text to video. We want a little more control. Although I have seen great results with someone just putting in the JSON prompt of the animation, and you probably will get something cool. No doubt about that. But what we want to do is we want to do frames to video. This is where we add our first frame and then we add our second frame. These are the two images. So the first frame is the Red Bull image 1. The second frame is the Red Bull image 2. And I'll show you the results here. You can see here's the first frame, there's the second frame. And here is what we got. See, not as good. And I knew something was going to be up because the second frame was that bull. What we could do though is export this video, get it to a certain point, and then reverse the video, just like a mirror, you know, like life, you know, get to a certain point and then flip it. So you're going to have, all you need is one side, and then you're going to create that full loop. It should go back to the can, right? But I just wasn't happy with that. I thought, you know what, let's get through these Gemini ones and then we'll get to, because even the Red Bull logo, you can see it doesn't say energy drink. All right, next one. You can see the prompt we used. You can see the starting image and the second image. And this one had the last frame and the first frame. Okay, so this one, it says Aqua Pan. It's better. I kind of like this a little better. I thought this one was better than just the straight first image to transition prompt. This one is looking a lot better. And right now this just exports frame to frame, and I only have the Pro account. I don't have the AI, the really expensive account, so I can't do any sound on these. So this is where I have to go in and add sound and everything, but I'll get to that part next. And this is where it gives you a little more control. So you're still, if you're working with a brand and they're like, I want this or that, this will give you more control. So don't worry about it. I'll get to that point. We can loop, same thing. We can loop this. We can go from this image, stop, reverse. All right, now to the coffee bean, Lavazza. So this one's pretty cool. I saw a lot of potential with this. I thought this one was amazing. And this was all through, this was the images through Imagen. And this was through, obviously VEO 3. But yeah, you can see we can get there, we can loop it back. And there's another trick I'm gonna teach you right at the end of this video that will take your videos even to that next level, and I'll show you it right at the end. All right, then I went in and now I'm using the ChatGPT images. So I'll show you the first frame. You can see this one already says energy drink. It was a better starting frame than, if we scroll down, this frame. This frame was kind of messy. You can't really see the logo. This was Imagen 4. This one is ChatGPT. So let's see how it works. That's a lot better. You can see we're gonna be able to really use this here. All right, then to the Aqua Panna. This was once again using the ChatGPT images. So So pretty good. It kept, you can see natural spring water. It kept the text perfect and the logo perfect, just the bottle. But that was my fault because that was the end frame image they gave me. So if they gave me a real, I could have went at it like 4 or 5 times to get the bottle bigger. But I just was, you know, trying to get this just to show you guys the capabilities of this. But I could get that bottle the correct size for sure. Then the Lavazza car. Now this is the one I was having trouble with getting the Lavazza on the Formula One car, but check this out. All right, so now that I've downloaded all those videos, I'm gonna head over to CapCut. That's what I use. It's a free program. You get up to 5 gigs. This is not sponsored by it. It's just something I like. And we're gonna start stitching these videos together. I'm gonna show you how I did the Red Bull ad. I'll show you how I did all 3 of these ads. So let's go over to my workspace here. First off, we needed to add sound effects because it took away my sound effects. So where I like to go for sound effects is you can just type in royalty-free sound effects and there are tons. If any of you guys know a really good AI generation sound effect platform, please let me know. I've been looking for one where you can just type it. Not music. I know there's Udio, I know there's Suno, but like strictly for sound effects that's free, has a free limit for me to just test it out and try it out. You know, like I want electric sound, I want an F1 car sound, and it like makes it original so you own the rights to it. But right now what I'm doing is I go over to Pixabay and I said, you know, electricity. There are free ones here. And you know, if you are making a lot of money off your ads, I would go and donate to these guys because these guys are the ones that created these. But once again, we're gonna probably get to the point where there is a platform probably out there that is sound effects only, and that is what I need for my next video to give you all the AI tools. Then what I do is, if you want, head over to Udio and udio.com, and this is kind of where I am creating my music. So for example, for the F1 commercial, I said, oh, I need a nice like a cafe feel vibe, Italian cafe feel, where someone would have an espresso, and it came up with this, and I was like, that's really good. It gave me 2 actually. The cool thing about when you're using audio from these platforms like Udio, there's going to be no copyright infringement because it's all original. It's created by AI and it was trained off all the databases of all the music out there. That's why there's some lawsuits and stuff going on with these platforms and like Universal and Sony, because they trained all the music in here. So you have access to create your own music for these commercials. You have your sound effects. Then what I do is I head over to 11 Labs. I will put a link down below for all of these platforms. So I do have an affiliate link. If you sign up, I get a commission. So just to give you a heads up, my affiliate link's down below for this platform. And this I've been using for a long time. These guys have been killing it with the text to audio voiceovers. So here's one that I used for the Aqua Panna commercial. So you can choose your voices. I have a full tutorial on this, so I can also link that down below. But pop your text in, you can get professional sounding voiceovers. You don't got to go to a studio anymore. You don't got to get someone to voice it over. And check this out.
Born in the heart of Tuscany, every drop flows through time, gathering purity and balance. One continuous journey from untouched spring to your glass. Aqua Panna, nature's infinite flow.
So yeah, I use that in the Aqua Panna ad. And now I'm going to show you guys the breakdown here and the tip and trick that you all have been waiting for to make these ads even better. When we're creating the ad, I had it to a certain point, to the bull. So I'll press play here.
The bull breaks free, only to power you back up. Grab a Red Bull.
So you'll see what happened here in this point here. This is the same clip, it's just sped up. So I get to the point where it's sped up, and then it's like, well, how did I get that ending clip of the still, of the can just smoking? Because I needed something to have the voiceover on, right? Otherwise, the ad would have ended right there when the can goes back, because this is just sped up. This is, what did I do here? I did a 3-point times speed. So watch, if I make it go slow, it's gonna be the full thing. But let's just undo that. and I needed this can. So this is where I went back to VEO 3, and what I did was I needed an extension. So this is the same image that I used for the start of the video, the first frame, but I removed the bull frame and I just used the first frame, and I said, can you make the can cooling off? So now, because it's the same first frame and the can's cooling, it's gonna connect perfectly, because that's kind of like, think of it as Lego, you need the pieces to connect. So if you're always using the first frame, now I can easily, after I have the start, it plays the video to the bull. I reversed it. Now it goes the bull back to the starting can. Now I have the first frame can again, and I added this to add the voiceover. So I also did that for the F1 car. That turned into the coffee, but now I just wanted it continually driving because I wanted to extend that clip. So I can also, even to extend that clip more, this clip more, same thing. You take it and reverse it, so you put them in the middle. Then I also wanted this extended. I wanted it to kind of zoom in, extend the scene, and then it's going to zoom back out. So it's going to really pull into the moment and pull it back out. And this is what's going to take you to that next level, these tips and tricks here. So I'll show you how I stitch this one in as well. And same thing with the Aqua Panna. I just wanted the natural spring water at the end to extend, because you can have the bottle go up, take the water, and the bottle come down and it's full. And then it goes back to the water scene, but then I want the water to extend with bubbles so you can see the nice natural water you're drinking. So check this out. All right, and I'll just play this for you guys here.
From the rush of the track to the richness of the cup, speed transforms into flavor. Every second counts, every detail perfected. Lavazza, where performance becomes taste.
All right, so for the Lavazza commercial, you can see I did a lot of sound effects. I added the F1 car, I added an espresso machine, I added a gust of wind for the swirl of the beans. I added the 11 Labs voiceover, and then the cafe music that I made through Udio. So I layered all that. I also added the Lavazza logo over top, right when it zooms in. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you found value in this. And as things change and get easier, I will do another update how to make AI ads and commercials. So don't forget to like and subscribe, comment VEO3 below, and I'll send you the full prompting guide. And if you guys don't have time to make these ads or want to outsource this to us, we do amazing content creation with AI. We also do natural, still human content creation and all the classic marketing stuff. So yes, thanks so much. See you next time.